The majority of us are familiar with the setblock command. You type in /setblock, and then you put in your coordinates, and then you say what block you want, and bam, the block appears. However, there are some tips and tricks that I have for you which you might not know about in regards to the setblock command. Now, I see a lot of people using stone buttons as a way of having rocks in their paths. Now, there is a problem with this, is that players can interact with them, and it kind of makes them obvious that they're just buttons, and it takes people out of the experience. What you can do though, is that you can actually go setblock stone button 13, and then it will have a stone button that is already pressed down. Now, this will change in 1.11, and in which case you won't write 13, you will write a block state, which will be a pressed button that is on the ground. So now, if I press the button, you can see it will never revert, it is always pressed. And if you're wondering, if you give it a block update, nothing happens, even if you give it a very direct one. And if you can give it a redstone current, then you can see it activates redstone, and if you try and give it a redstone pulse, it will not retract either. So that is a good method here. You can also use them on the top of lamps. I prefer using a wooden button because it just suits the texture of the lamp a lot better, and as you can see, it's a lot more subtle than using a lever, and you won't have to do any command block trickery to get the light to stay on all the time. The other thing most of us are familiar with, but I will clarify anyway, is this kind of block. If I go set block log 13, you can see that we get a full bark log. If we go log 12, then you can see that's also full bark. This also works with 14 and of course 15. If you want acacia and dark oak, then you will need to have log 2 and log 2 again, set to 13. Also works for double stone slabs. If we go double stone slab 8, we get this block. If we go double slab 9, we get this block. And if we go double slab 2, 8, then you will get this block. And I love them very much because they're nice and smooth, as opposed to the original textures that you can get right here. Here we have some tall grass. Now, normally it's impossible to place on this andesite. You can only place it on dirt type substances, but with the command setblock tallgrass 1, you can have this here, and tallgrass 2, and is there a tallgrass 3? There certainly is. Now, I need to warn you, if you have your random tick speed turned off, tutorial right here, then this could decay over time. In addition to this, you cannot give it block updates because the entire thing will disappear. So that's something that you need to watch out for. The last trick I wanted to show you is using MBT tags when setting things together. So we're going to go set block, and we're going to set down a command block, and we're just going to set that to replace. Make sure you include your damage value as well, otherwise it won't work, and you can actually use MBT tags. So let's just go command, say hi, and let's want this to activate instantly. So I'm just going to go auto 1B, and as soon as I set that down, it will say hi right there. And let's change that to maybe say hello. And as you can see, it activates immediately. And if we look in here, you can see the command is stored right there. Extremely useful when you want commands to activate as soon as they're set down. This channel is supported in part by a service called Patreon, where you can support the people that you like. I would like to mention my 7 donors so far: BootySC, 𝒂𝒑𝒏𝒂𝒓𝒄𝒓𝒄, Mike, MrDemonN, MBlohr, Kyle and Patrick. All thank you very much for donating this month. I have a project which is coming up, which is possible thanks to you guys. So thank you all very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care.